going into figuring out how to combine this so that uh, all these following ones are all part of the same component. So the first one here, this is our master component. Each of these are their own individual components again. So what we want to do is slowly replace them. So investment assets will be replaced with this master component. Now I will go into the wizard. So I'm in Redux here. So into the wizard. I'm going to grab this add form. So that's just what we're calling it, is the add form. And then I'm thinking too, I might just get rid of all of this like header asset stuff. You know what? I'm just going to do that. I'm going to do that now. Should I do it now? And then what I'm going to do is have the charts be showing above it while they're adding. So that's going to be shown a little bit later, but for now, I'm going to take this out because it's not very helpful for us. And then it just kind of makes the wizard a bit cleaner. So I'm going to change this now to add form. The category is still assets, but now it is investments. Should I call it? Oh man, what am I calling these categories? I'll call it investment assets. And then we're going to go into investment assets, find our array here that we're passing in. All these guys. So if I go into wizard, got all these that we're going to replace with our investment assets. The title, so we're going to have a book value and a current value. So this one's going to be called current value. And then the book value, what do I call it? I'm going to go into my add form here. The current value and book value, yes, it's called book value. So I'm going to go book value. It's called book value. That's the label that we're. And I will pull this in. So for assets, it's nice if we can have their book value, which is what they invested first at the beginning, and then we can kind of determine what their return on investment is being. But we won't worry too much. I don't know if we need that. You know what? I'm just going to take that out. I think that most people would be like, what? I have no idea what I invested first. Plus, I need to know the dates that they invested in order to actually get a proper calculation. So that whole thing I'm just going to take out. I just made that decision. So short-term assets, boom, if I go over here, it doesn't have the title, but we're getting the bar and everything. Okay, so we haven't passed in the title properly, or the color. Maybe it's the color that yes. What's happening is it's not getting the color. And so I'm going to go into my themes and see if there's a better color, because before I was using blue. Slate we use quite a bit. Yellow we're using. Pink we're using. What about in here? So in this is where I keep a lot of my colors. I like to keep a really subtle amount of colors, or so not very many. Let's try, oh yes, actually I know that there's a color that I'm using for investment assets, and I want it to be the same as, let me go in here, later I have an investing section, and in here I want it to be this color. So whatever color this is, this darker color, that's going to be my investments. And I think it's Sage Dark, but I'm going to confirm by going into my code. Sorry that I bounce around so much. I know you probably have no idea where I'm going, but that's kind of, and it takes a while to really learn the files so that you can jump around so easily. But I'm going to be going into my pages savings section, and I'm looking to figure out which color am I using. You know, that's in my charts. It's my charts that are showing those colors. So charts savings, and it's the area chart. And so one of these is the color. I think it's this one. I think so. Yeah. Color list. Let's go and just see if that looks like the right color. So into new net worth, into my add form, and at the moment I'm just going to hard code it. So I'm just going to take this out, hard code it, see what that looks like. Go into dashboard, net worth. Ooh, what just happened? Dashboard, net worth. There we go. That's the color I want. So I've hard coded it in, but we know that's the right color. I don't know if I have this in style, though, in my style themes. I don't know what I would call it. I'll paste it in. And maybe turquoise? Maroon? What's a maroon? What's maroon? You know what? If I go here, I've got this cool little dabber. I'll do a eye picker, and this will probably give me its name. Steel blue. Cool. I'll take that name. So it is called Steel Blue. We go into our add form again, and we're going to be working with this crazy ass ternary operator. So if it is short-term assets, it's going to be blue. Else, if it is investment assets, it's going to be steel blue. Okay, so let's see if that works. So we've got our short-term assets. Oh, didn't work. Let's update it. Short-term assets. Yep, still not working. Subcategory investment assets, and this is what I'm passing in. Got the add form, and then if I go into wizard, let's make sure that I am spelling this correctly. Yes, I just copy pasted it in, so it looks like it's going in as investment assets. Then I'm going to go back to the add form. Maybe steel blue. The name steel blue isn't properly coming through. So if it is investment assets, props.theme.color.steelblue. Subcategory, let's try again. Short term, yeah, so the color's not coming through. I'm just going to do ugly red, see if the issue is with my style object. So it's red, yes, so the issue is with the style object. So the way that I named it, maybe so steel blue, props.theme.color.steelblue. Now if I go into my themes, so here's the issue. I didn't capitalize my blue. Nice. Cool. It would almost be nice to have the same color here. I don't know if that's fair, though. I don't think I'll do that now, but maybe later I will, because it is kind of cool how they match. So then what's going to be happening as we're adding it to the chart, the colors will be matching the chart, so it'll just give a way for people to understand or know which colors are which. And I don't want to have legends. So my whole game is how can I avoid putting legends onto the space, because I just hate how much space they take up. Okay, so now into property assets, we're just going to have to figure out how to do the same thing now. And so we notice here that we've got a purchase price, so we've already got these labels hard-coded in, but we don't have this type. This is the interest rate label. So here it has a special name. We don't want to call it interest rate. And so I'm going to change these so that these are also receiving from props in the wizard. So over to the wizard, I'm going to create the interest rate label. Oh, I should call these label, but I'm just going to go interest rate. And then in this one, I'll call it rate of return. return, and then in here we're going to call it just interest rate. Then I will be copying down. So we're just taking the same add form. We're going to be getting rid of all this stuff. And oh, what's kind of cool, now we don't have to use these because it's just one singular item that's going in there. I get so much excitement when I can cut code. Okay, so all of this will be deleted. We are doing a new add form. Then the name, this is property assets. The current value, it is, I'm going to call it market value. I'm going to say purchase price. So this will be helpful from a tax point of view because hopefully I'll be able to get their date of when they purchased it, the mortgage details, then I could figure out how much taxes are owing. That's kind of my strategy. So interest rate, I'm going to call it appreciation rate. Then I'm going to steal this little thing from property assets. We've got down in here. Okay, so that was the add form. No. In the wizard, that's where it was. Okay. So now we've got these. Great. So that's coming in, and then the color isn't, but we will get that color linked in. So into the add form. Let's see, we're gonna go back to our crazy ternary operator. In this case, is it property assets? And I think I call it Sandy, but let's just see. Sandy, yeah. I'm gonna copy paste to avoid the issue that I had last time. So back over to here, it'll be props.theme.color.sandy. I'm hoping that Sandy's dark enough that I don't have to make the text. I don't think it is dark enough. The text doesn't show up very well. And I don't want to do ternary operators with the text. Do I? Oh. Okay, we're not going to worry about that at the moment. So what we've got to do is we have the asset name, we need the cash value, we also need the book value. And then this will be called appreciation rate. So we haven't coded this properly. Back over to the wizard. Interest rate. This name is bad. These names are bad. They need to say, it needs to be like current value, label. I might have to change that because it doesn't make sense for it to be interest rate. You would think that it's the actual interest rate, not the label. But this is what I'm doing. And then I might change it later. Okay, so we've got that. Now we want the book value. So I want to have, I'm going to look at how I did the property assets. We had two range bars. One was book value, one was current value. So I'm going to take these and we'll go into the add form. So we have a current value. So we've already got the current value one. And then I'm going to do a ternary. And I will take out, because we've already got that. That's going to be for all of them. But I'm going to say subcategory equals property. Ooh, something is not looking right. Secured debt. Why would it? Oh yeah, so I want to keep them the same. So I just hadn't written a secured debt in yet, so that just looked wrong to me. If it equals assets, property assets, then it's going to render this, else null. So let's have a look-see. So short-term assets, good. Investment assets, good. Property assets, nice. We've got two range bars. Then I want the label for the book value. Label will here. So the book value label. Add form. Cool, let's see. Oh, we didn't bring it in. Oops. Okay. Ooh, that's not right. So, got secured debt. Oh, it's got to be book value. And I think I'm going to put the book value above here. Okay, so investment assets, cool. Book value, it's not receiving the proper name. Range bar props is book value, state.book value. So that's why it can't be book value label into the wizard, book value label. All right, I'm just going to pause. I'm getting a phone call, so we'll take a little break.